Greetings, I the War Owl greets you, and I'm going to be showing you here, once again, another 5 vs 5 Counter-Strike Global Offensive match. And this one's going to be game number 3 between the Astana Dragons and CompLexity from DreamHack Winter 2013. And here they go on the pistol round. It's all going to come down to Inferno. And look at this, 3 counter-terrorists pushing down the banana. Swag, though, in position to deal with them, trades himself and causes some damage. Now a 3 vs 4 counter-terrorist at banana retreating back into the site. Bunch of decoys down, like a fake A there from CompLexity. Looked like they were trying to do some sort of strategy to fake A, but then at the same time, counter-terrorists pushed them and pushed all of them in places at once. So strategy was kind of pointless, but at this point they were able to move into B. They were able to take out those players. Now a 2 vs 2, Angel and Kutcher for the retake, coming from 2 sides. No, Angel going to be engaging by himself. Here comes Kutcher now. Angel takes out Semphis, just going to be Hiko left, and they have a good surround on him, and Angel takes out the last 2 players. Good round there for Astana Dragons, taking the lead right at the start, right out of the gate, being incredibly aggressive. And they really want to win this and move on in this tournament. It would be a huge upset if CompLexity was able to take them out. And of course, game number 3. So the winner of this will win and move on, and the loser will lose and go home. Alright, we do have a full FAMAS buy here from the Astana Dragons on this second round. And we have an armor P250 strategy here, T-side, from CompLexity. Let's see if they can pull it off. This, of course, is an incredibly growing in is a strategy that is growing in popularity very quickly here in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Second round, instead of saving and going for the 4th round buy or a bomb plant here on T-side, players will buy the P250 and armor and helmet, putting themselves at even with the standard eco weapons. However, the FAMASes will of course counter this. FAMAS is going to be pretty good against these P250s. P250 is a very strong pistol, though. It's a 2-hit kill to the head. Pretty much the same as an M4 in pistol form here. However, it is not as reliable when you are shooting it. Rounds go everywhere, so it's difficult to use. Alright, so standard setup here from by Astana Dragons. 2 players in B. 1 player over here at the archway side, inside of the pit. This is going to be a Dren. Terrorists are able to move into the site. This would be a huge upset if they were able to take it. And good shooting there by Kutcher. Now just going to be Slag left. 1 vs 4. He's picked up the FAMAS there, grabs a good headshot off of Kutcher, but he doesn't have much health left. He's got counter-terrorists moving in from all sides, and not sure if he's going to be able to pull out of this one. And they move in and take him down. A Dren from the pit lands the killing blow. Good round there for a Dren with 3 frags, but now CompLexity is going to be a little bit hurt eco-wise. Blue Shell Effect will give them a buy on next round, round number 4. And instead, they will actually be purchasing P250s again. We'll see what their money looks like next round to see if they're able to do a full buy and get everything that they need. Here's a nade. They only bought 1 flash and 1 smoke here. Let's see what kind of strategy they're going to try to do. They are throwing it up middle and then moving all their players up the alternate middle. And look like they are taking the apartments. So generally on CT side Inferno, you don't put a player inside of the apartments. You just have a player watch and make sure that they're going apartments. So you have 1 person watching the boiler side. That's going to be Kutcher here as they came out of boiler room. Oh, good shots by Semphis there with a pistol, taking out both of those players. Now terrorists have position inside of the site. They don't have bomb, though. Bomb is down there. Markelov has great position on it, and because of that bomb drop, it's very unfortunate for those terrorists. All they were trying to do is get that bomb planted. And here comes Dosia moving in to take out Hiko. Good shot. Semphis actually had 3 frags now. He is waiting for them. You're probably going to have to... I don't know. It looks like they are trying to engage. Instead of putting both of the players on the bomb, they have Dosia watching the bomb and Markelov sneak around the back to try to grab the frag. Semphis going inside of the apartments here, trying to sneak up behind Dosia. Come out the boiler room, making sure there's no lurkers. And now they've both met up, so this is going to be difficult for Semphis to pull off. He's got an ace for the win. He doesn't have armor, and he's at half health. However, he's got 25 seconds left. It's still enough time. And he looks the wrong way. I think that'll spell disaster. Now a 1 vs 1. Dosia picks him off. Great round from Semphis. Let's get Now Vision on Semphis on that 4 frag save round. That was unexpected, to say the least. Now, CompLexity, yes, they will be able to buy here. If we check out their money, just barely able to buy, and they don't even have all the smokes and flashes that they would like. They have armor and helmet and AK-47 and 5 smokes between them, but they're a little bit low on the flashes, so it's just barely a buy. That last round there allowed Semphis to full buy. And now looks like we have another standard setup here from the Astana Dragons, moving a player back into the rotate position. Well, okay, all CTs are actually rotating back to A, so they've called to rotate. CTs have pulled back into the site, not even worrying about middle. And look at that, 2 players now trying to come out of the apartments. Kutcher, though, in position, all ready to deal with that. And nice hold off there by Astana Dragons. That was great. They only lost to Dren. Brilliant job. Now at 4 points against CompLexity 0. And CompLexity, they can buy light. However, I think that they're going to save this time. It's probably the better idea. Yes, and they are going to be using the P250s this round. No armor. Just trying to get for some lucky frags. Now, CompLexity is under the school of thought of let's try and get a bomb plant. So let's see if they actually just stack one side and try to get a bomb plant, try to get lucky. Yes, and they're going to be doing a brush here. So here's Dosia to hold this thing off. We got good pre-nades going down, putting those players really, really low. Angel and Dosia will have to hold this thing off. Players now pushing forward. It's all up to Dosia now to prevent this bomb plant. Actually, look at that. Angel from the other side just took out 3 of them. And Angel moves in for the last frag with his pistol out. Ran out of ammo. 4 frag there for Angel against those poor defenseless saving terrorists. So they did try to go for the bomb plant. Were not able to do it. Got destroyed, but that is okay. Moving on to the next round, they will be able to purchase weapons. Astana Dragons, though, leads 5-0. Inching further and further ahead of CompLexity, putting themselves in a good position to win this game. Inferno, pretty even map. Also, not a very interesting map. There's not really a lot you can do on it. And here comes Swag, pushing up very fast. Lots of defensive smokes you can throw on this one. Oh, good shot by Swag. Very good twitchy player here. And 2 players still to deal with. 3 players at B, but they're still pushing here. This is probably the wrong call. A would have been an easier place to take. And I think they are now pulling back. Picked 1 player here at B. They have 2 here. I don't know if CompLexity is aware of that. They should be able to hear the footsteps and ascertain how many are there. Hiko sneaking up in the apartments. Does get taken down by a Dren. Now they're getting ready to push here at A. We've had equal picks, 4 versus 4. And Kutcher set up for the mow down. Trades himself and does some damage. Terrace had a huge chance to take A, and they stayed behind. They did not push. They'll be falling back, and it looks like they are trying to take B again. And we already have 1 player, Dosia, who started to rotate over to A. Fall back to B just in case. And he's the player with 100 health. Markelov also at 100 health. Still around, CompLexity can win. 30 seconds left. They have to commit to one site or the other. So as soon as something happens, Astana Dragons will fully rotate wherever they hear anything. There's a smoke, so Dosia says go, go, go. Markelov will start running his way over here. And Dosia now inside of the site. All up to Dosia to prevent the bomb plant. 10 seconds left. He goes down. Markelov's down. Looks like a round for CompLexity there. Nothing, and Gare is able to take some frags. Adren now, 3 health left, will be saving for the next round. Look at that. All 3 of these players are super low. 10, 25, and 13. That was a very close round, despite the fact that CompLexity still has 3 players up. However, CompLexity was able to take that point off of Astana Dragons, making it not a complete ownage here. And Astana Dragons won 5 rounds in a row. That is definitely good. Adren, not sure what he's doing with that lamp. Whether he likes it or hates it. Cannot ascertain. By the way, interesting to note here. Lamp is shorter than the person. Lamps are shorter than people, apparently, in Inferno land. A little bit of scale issues there. I don't know a single lamp like that isn't a desk lamp that's shorter than a person. Wouldn't the light be in your face? I don't know. I think lamps should be taller than people, but that's just me. Alright, Astana Dragons now 5 points to CompLexity's 1. CompLexity will have money to buy this round. Astana Dragons able to buy again. Let's check out that money. Oh, they got tons of money. They will be able to buy next round, even if they lose this thing. Astana Dragons definitely ahead in the eco game, despite a lot of frags by CompLexity on those save rounds. Dosia gets a little bit greedy here at the banana. Forced to pull back down to 14 health. B is the appropriate place to push. They did some damage. They should be aware of that. Instead, we'll be committing to this A push. Good shot by Kutcher. Holding it off. Markelov gets smoked off. So, Terrace smoking up left side, making it look like, yeah, we're going to push into A. So we have a Dren here waiting for this. And Kutcher as well inside of the site. They're set up for that. Instead, they're going to let this smoke clear and go left side. May even try to go to B. Markelov trying to get out of the way. And instead, no, they will actually be going to take bomb site A from both sides. Hiko jumps through the apartments. Kutcher to hold it off. Now just Markelov and Angel left. They might want to think about saving now. Both of them are low. And yes, they will save. Running away in order to fight another day. And let's see if they send out a hit squad here. Nope, Terrace instead will just be taking their time here inside of the site for this bomb to go off, and we'll move on to the next round. So it's an interesting strategy they had going on there. Oh, we can actually still see the smokes that are there, which is pretty cool. So they did smoke out one smoke here on left side. When you smoke left side, it generally means we're going to push A. So Terrace had a crossfire set up here for this push. They were like, okay, we know exactly what they're doing. But instead, they waited for this smoke to clear and went left side, wrapped around A, while a player pushed out of the apartment. So nobody actually went the way that they were expecting to go. So it was a very good fake there by CompLexity. And also, usually if players go left side, sometimes they can actually push through to B and catch them off guard there. Instead, they just wrapped around on side of bomb site A. So good round there from CompLexity. Astana Dragons is actually a little bit low on money. They are able to buy for one more round, but if CompLexity wins this, I think they will have to save. And there's another point. Goodbye point. And we have two players playing inside of B. Astana Dragons doesn't really play this the normal way that players play. And they're set up, this is standard right now. Dosia and Angel like this is a standard setup, but normally they were like setting up two inside of the site or far forward. They've been moving all around B, which is a smart thing to do, because you can catch your opponent off guard if you play in different positions every time instead of just the standard. Markelov in a very standard position here, playing the archway. We got Kutcher here at the boiler room, and Adren watching the apartments. So, standard setup here from Astana Dragons, playing it safe, playing it passive this round. Those last few rounds, they were playing a little bit aggressively, and they just lost 2 points, so falling back into more of a defensive strategy. CompLexity has been taking their time a lot, terrorist side, in this series. And it looks like they're getting ready to take this site. They smoked out Pit, and that will be a Dren here who gets a little bit smoked out. Terrace now getting ready to push into the site. They've cleared a path with those smokes where they can walk in here. The only thing you have to worry about is a player inside of the site, and that is going to be Kutcher, who is actually, looks like he's getting ready to rotate out. No, he's going to stay here and deal with this bunch of terrorists here. Moving into the site. Good shooting by Kutcher and Markelov. Terrorists do take the site, though, and now we have 2 versus 3 retake here, Angel and Dosia, and they can do it. They do have time. However, we have a little bit of a setup here by Swag. Go for the frag. Oh, but Angel slides out and grabs it. Now 2 terrorists left. They are going to be low, and we have counter-terrorists moving from all sides. Good headshot. Hiko inside of the pit. This is for Dosia to hit. And he's at 12 health. One of these guys could start defusing. Doesn't see him. Down to 5 health there. Dosia almost going down. And there will be defuse on Angel. Very good retake by Astana Dragons to do that thing. 2 versus 3 when the timer is not on their side. Alright, Astana Dragons takes another point. Pulls himself back into this game. But they are so far ahead now. 6 points to 2. Still early. And still anyone's game. Inferno, we talk about siding on this thing. It's a little bit CT-sided, but it's actually fairly even. It's also, as I said before, fairly simplistic. There's only one way into B, that's it. One way into A, like that there, and then one way to rotate between them, with just these little side things tacked onto it. And, alright, Terrace now setting up to pick here at B. Looks like they are committing to this B push. They have left 2 people at A. Normally you leave 1 person at A is the standard thing to do when you're pushing into a site like this. And that way you have 4 people taking the site. They're rotating their players back to deal with this, and that is exactly why, because you have to deal with 2 players inside of the site. We didn't see a smoke. That was actually really weird. They didn't smoke into the site. I don't know what kind of strategy this is. There's the smoke, finally. Terrorists do have the site now, 3 versus 3, but it could have gone a lot better for CompLexity there. Maybe left a player behind just to say, hey, we got 2 guys. We're not going B, so that they don't start that 3rd player to rotate over who is playing the Archway, who I think is Markelov in this game. Alright, waiting for the smokes to clear, and then Counter Terrorist will push into the site now. Just going to be Markelov, 1 versus 3, and I think that CompLexity has it. Not enough time left. Markelov needs to aggress at this point, and he will. Hiko in position to frag him, though. Oh, good spray down, and everybody is dead. Everybody dies, nobody lives. The end. However, there's another round for CompLexity. On a round, I was criticizing them. They sent 3 players up here at B. That means you have to deal with 2 players who've set up a crossfire and 1 player who can rotate back. So that's 3 versus 3. They left 2 players here at A. Normally you leave 1 player here at A in this sort of an area to make some noise. Usually, you know, just to grab the rotators and stuff and make sure that they can't come banana and lock off this whole side of the map, go for some free frags. Instead, they left 2 people behind. Maybe that kept the 3rd player from rotating and stayed here, and they were able to just do a 3 versus 2 take. And even at that, I mean, even a 3 versus 2 take is hard to pull off. But CompLexity did get those frags. Oh no, a Dren. Saving Terrace. Angel figured out how to bunny hop in CSGO, apparently. Look at him go. Having fun. Wallbang's going down. They seem to know that Kutcher's up here inside a dark room. And we have a delay of game. There's a flag on the field here for CompLexity as they are waiting for terrorists to make a move and to make a mistake. They should know at this point. They even fragged 1 player. Lead counter terrorists are saving, just pistoling. Easy round. They are playing it super safe. Do not want to get caught off guard. Taking their time for a strategy. And it's going to be a B push. And as we see the blue dots rotating over there to B, seems like Astana Dragons is aware of this as well. It made a whole bunch of noise. Chicken miraculously survives a nade. They will be pushing into this site. Good setup by Astana Dragons to deal with this push, but, I mean, what can you really hope for here? Oh, good shot by Dosia. Hiko not paying attention. Little jump out there. Just Kutcher left. 1 versus 3. Probably not going to happen. There's the bomb plant, and players getting ready to take out Kutcher as he tries to take this site. P250, no armor. Could grab Semphis if he gets a lucky vantage on him. Oh, there he is! Oh, but Semphis does take him down. Semphis was at 11 health. Kutcher, all he had to do was tap him. He did get that lucky vantage point on him instead of the other terrorists. Bo's not able to make the frag. Alright, Astana Dragons 6 points to 4 now. CompLexity coming back. Putting themselves back into this game saying, hey, we're here to play. We're here to stay. We mean business. Yeah, let's check out this CT side setup here from Astana Dragons. Very heavy. Over here at B side, look at this. And they're playing aggressively as well. Here's Dosia. Dodging pre-nades. Alright, and there is a smoke down. Was that a defensive smoke? Angel not able to push through it. Thinks that there's players hiding around there, but there are not. Now is the time to push push A. This would be the perfect time to push A. Markelov has not yet rotated back. Is now just getting back into position library. He's going to library instead of... Well, he's killing chickens. Who knows why? Maybe it might make some noise. But going to library because he may get picked if there was a player already pushed up mid and try to go back to the archway. Oh, what? Semphis and Swags taking frags over here at B, and Terrace will triumphantly charge into the site with nothing to deal with. They got their smoke down, and they will be putting that plant. Markelov trying to get a cool vantage up there, jumping on top of stuff. Will get into the construction. He doesn't know where his teammates are. Dren and Kutcher need to catch up, and they'll try to retake this site 3 against 4. It's definitely doable. It's not easy. There's so many little places you can hide inside of B site Inferno. Smoke has cleared. They don't have a re-smoke. Counter-terrorists can still do this thing, but they are going to be pulling back and saving. Kutcher is already inside of the site. Like, hey man, not doing that. Still taking out chickens. By the way, yes, we are playing here on the Valve version of Inferno. Not the SE version, which is also a Valve version, but you know what I mean. We're playing the Foggy version with wide hallways and chickens. And bots. And short lamps. But those are the maps. Everybody's playing on the same playing field now, even those of you guys who are playing matchmaking. Those are now the same maps that the pros are playing on. So there is a benefit to it. And these maps, a lot of changes have been done. Lots of fog removed, lots of stuff changed, increased visibility. A lot of good changes here to these maps. So good enough that they are going to be playing on them at the professional level here. Once again, CompLexity takes position at B. At B, where you see like a sort of like quick rush by both teams to take control of it. Control of B means Terrace can set up here by the car to get ready to push into the site. Astana Dragons then has to put Markelov in a position where he can rotate very fast. Alright, and Terrace not making a move just yet. Going for Bix, playing passive. Hiko! Moving up the apartments. Two players have pushed up apartments. That's a little bit strange. Good flash into dark room. That player made some noise, so I think Hiko now knows. Nade will take off 30 damage. Oh, wow. Now he knows that there are two players there pushed up in apartments. This may be a way that they could push maybe left side A. Who knows? Lots of different places they can go. And you got two players in apartments. That means Boiler is exposed. Adren now has moved back to Boiler. That time is gone. And it looks like Terrace will commit to a B push. Now we have Angel and Dosia. Nobody on the right side. That's for Markelov when he rotates. But both players inside of the site. And that... Oh, I love that Molotov. Will force Dosia out of position. What? Dosia just stands in it and dies because he was flashed. Terrace now going to be taking the site. Markelov fragging people through the wall. And counter Terrace trying to retake this thing, but it looks like they will save once again. And yes, that Molotov play that you saw there, it's a common thing. It's done all the time. Set a player up here. You throw the Molotov up and it bounces off of the skybox and falls right down on the player playing this position. This is a standard position, so you can Molotov the player and force him out of it. However, they also were able to flash Dosia. Dosia didn't know that he was burning to death. He just stayed there and went down, down, down. But yeah, there's a reason why Astana Dragons is playing two people inside of B. Normally, you're trying to hold B site. You have this vantage point, standard position. This smoke that you see right here goes down. This player forced back to go all the way around like that. And we have the rotator come from this side as well. Instead, they just put two players inside of B at the start. They actually had one in the back, one in the front here. And so that when they throw that smoke down, counter-terrorists try to move in the site, they still have to deal with two players, not just one, to take it. And that's the weakness of B, is that a lot of times if you throw that smoke properly and a player is in a position where he's getting ready to rotate to A, you're able to force an engagement 5-on-1, or 4-on-1, because usually one guy behind. Alright, 6-6 now. CompLexity has successfully evened this game up. Put it at a point where they can still win it. Looking good for them. Smoking off left side mid. That's like saying we're going Boiler. However, they haven't gone Boiler when they've thrown that smoke. So they've been really sneaky. Very sneaky. They're not doing anything yet. We know they're not going B. Angel's in a position to rotate back to B if they need him. I think Dosia will be the B player the entire game. Another defensive smoke going down. That's to delay them and force them into making a decision. And Terrace now getting ready to push into the site. Semphis here coming from the Boiler as the rest of the players jump into the pit. We have another Molotov here to hit these players inside of the site. Will force them away. Actually able to almost take him down. He killed him as he was aggressing. Now a 3 versus 3 Terrace do have position there inside a pit, inside a site. Trying to take down Kutcher, who's been playing site incredibly well this game. Oh, there's a Glock by Swag. Picks up the bomb. Should be planting this thing. 2 versus 2 now. Swag and Nothing is trying to get that bomb planted. We'll be doing a fake plant. And Nothing grabs the frag. Now going to be Angel moving in for the kill. And Swag takes him out with a really nice stand there. That fake plant, because we have the sound change on that bomb plant. As you heard, it was like a beep beep. It used to be beep, 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 beep as you press the buttons, but now it's beep, beep, just once, and you can stop planting that thing, and you won't tip them off that you've stopped planting. So it was a fake plant to try to get those counter-terrorists to push, and it worked. And yes, the reason he threw that flash away at the beginning is because he's going to buy this Molotov. I love the Molotov use here by CompLexity. This is great. Gares throwing a Molotov. We got Hiko with a Molotov, Semphis with a Molotov. He threw that flash away at the start of the round so that he could purchase that Molotov, have a slot for it. Alright. And yeah, Inferno's a map where a lot of Molotovs are useful. There's a lot of little close areas and a lot of places for CTs to hide that you can sort of force them out. Molotov serves sort of a similar purpose to the nade, where a nade, you throw a nade at a guy's feet, he's going to move, he's not just going to stand there, you can force a player out. Except Molotovs last a while, and a little bit dangerous, mess you up, and just very good for just forcing people out of certain positions. They're also pretty cheap to buy on the terrorist side. Alright, there's another Molotov to force Angel away. Actually, just in case he was hiding inside of the cubby there. Still got one more Molotov up on Hiko. Not sure he's going to push it. CT's already pulled back into A site and are giving it to them, allowing them to have middle. We've seen Astana Dragons do this a few times. Love that flash by Markelov, but nobody was there. Knock on the door. Nobody's home. Nice shot by Adren, holding this off. And it looks like terrorists are getting ready to push into the site. Counter-terrorists to hold it off from the pit. Now just Dosia left, the B player, 1 versus 4, and he will be saving here for the last round. Let's check out our money, and oh no, Astana Dragons will have to do, I mean, they'll have to buy whatever they can, but they do not have money for last round, so this will put CompLexity very far in the lead with that strategy that they just did there. Who knew Molotovs could be so effective? I love seeing Molotovs, though. We don't see them a lot in the European games. We see them a lot in North American games. And here is CompLexity from North America sharing the fire, the burning blaze, the brilliance of the Molotov. And yes, for those of you folks wondering, you can still survive inside of a site if you're in the corner. Alright, we do have 1 round left. This is round number 15 of this half. CompLexity taking the lead. Astana Dragons isn't able to buy fully. Adren and Angel don't have helmets. That's okay, though. We got AKs on the other team. 2 FAMASes, M4s, and not a lot of smokes and flashes. We have 3 smokes between them. That's not enough to play defensive smoke. They may be able to get 1 down here at B. And Molotov actually will help the counter-terrorists. 2 Molotovs, there are 3 Molotovs left. CompLexity uses a lot of these things, apparently. I think they're going to set up to throw another one into the site. There's the defensive smoke. So, they've got 2 more. Minute and 15 seconds left, and we're going to trace this thing as it goes over. See, it bounces right off of that wall there. Semphis almost shoots his teammate. And we have 1 player up, still inside of the site. Semphis, there he goes. Getting good vantage on him. Now just showed himself to Markelov. 3 versus 3. Counter-terrorist trying to move into the site. We've seen this so many times. Angel going for the bomb plant as Hiko watches... Or sorry, nothing going for the bomb plant as Hiko watches his back. Now a 2 versus 2 for the retake here. Adren and Markelov against nothing and Hiko. They will both be inside of the construction. Now pulling back to middle. We'll have to go through Hiko, who's at Banana. I don't know if they know where he is. Yeah, we see Adren looking there, so they know. They know. And now going to be a 1 versus 1. Adren versus nothing, holding this thing off. Timer going down. Adren just has to charge at this point. Not enough time left, and nothing does take it, putting CompLexity at 9-6. That is a huge lead here in this game. Nice showing by CompLexity. This is game number 3. Winner take all. And that is your halftime scoreboard there. We will return and show you guys the second half here after a short commercial break. Welcome back. It all comes down to this half. This is it. The winner this half will win this best of 3 series. The second half of game 3. Hiko, look at that. He's got some hemoglobin doolies smacking them together. The terrorists have dropped that bomb. They are going for picks. They are setting up to take B. Oh, and they grab Gares right off the bat. Now, all up to Hiko to hold this thing off. Nothing rotates to help. This is a time for Astana Dragons to take A. They should say, okay, they're probably going to rotate 1 counter-terrorist over here into bomb site B. We should then just go A and take the 2 players out. It'll be a lot easier than trying to take B. And they will instead look like they're going to be committing to this and doing the same sort of split we saw CompLexity do, where they send 3 B and 2 over there at A. And it actually got picked by nothing. I think this is the wrong thing for Astana Dragons to do, what they're doing right here. And now they're going to be rotating back, but nothing's already rotating back. So good setup by CompLexity. Now they're going A, but now it's the right time to push B. And, whoa, look at that boost by Semphis up inside of the site. It does have an aerial view here. And trying to grab a free frag, and he does. May want to drop down now that the terrorists know where he is. 3 versus 3 now. Markelov, Angel, and Dosia taking on Semphis and Hiko. Semphis hops down and does go down. Now just Hiko left with his hemoglobins. He's getting ready to make some more blood happen. 1 versus 3. There's Markelov inside of the pit. And wow, Mafia-style killing there. Gets shot from all angles at once by all players. We have an assist by 2 players. And a kill by 1. Goodness, he took a lot of bullets. Astana Dragons takes that first point. That's good for them to get back into this game. Let's see how they play terrorist side. And we know I've seen these players before when they played on different teams were very good terrorist side Inferno. They came up with some really nice strategies sort of on the fly to deal with whatever setup the counter-terrorist did. So let's see if they can do the same thing here. If CompLexity sets up in any way that has any vulnerabilities. And it seems like they're playing CT, I mean it's a pistol round, but they're playing it similar to how Astana Dragons played it. Okay, terrorists going for picks, just going up against these pistolers, don't want to get surprised. Very tense. Gotta make sure there's not people boosted up in crazy spots waiting around corners to kill you. Got 2 players inside of the site here. And Kutcher takes the first frag, still going for the picks. Hiko around the corner. Does take a frag and then goes down. And we have Swag coming in here for the retake. Good nade! Hits a Dren down to 10 health. And where are these guys going? I don't know. They need to go for it. No reason to save. Okay, we got a kit here on Semphis. Oh, okay, they did, I'm sorry. They did the P250 armor buy. So saving is a good idea at this point. They want to save that armor and helmet there on Semphis, as well as that kit. So a lot of money riding on this. And they will hide here inside of the dark room. I think Astana Dragons will send their players out to look for these guys. They're not being too aggressive with the search. And that second round buy by CompLexity. They did that a few times. Not going to help them this time. They were only able to take out 1 player. However, that will secure them a buy on round number 4. However, this round they do have that armor and P250 still on 2 of their players. What can that really gain them? They don't really have much on this round. This is a round you usually just throw away as CT. It's difficult to take anything off of it. They've got 2 players who can actually do some damage. Alright, and here comes the Astana Dragons. Sending Markelov off over to A. The rest of the terrorists are going B side. Dren going for the pick. There's 3 CTs inside of B. I'm trying to get intel on this. I think they're all just going to stay there and hide. Where are the 2 power players? Both of them set up here at B. We have 4 players at B. Now is the time for Astana Dragons to push A. They've made noise. They've thrown flashes to say, we're going B. And CompLexity is waiting there. So it looked like it was a fake B. I think Astana Dragons made it look like a fake B. And now we'll be committing to this B push. But we have 4 counter-terrorists in wait all around the site. As these terrorists push in, look at all those blue lines. This is a danger zone for these terrorists to get caught off guard. And they will be moving into the site. We do have lots of frags actually going down here by these counter-terrorists. Look at this, just even the thing up. Now a 2 versus 2. They do have position inside of the site, but they can't really plant that bomb. That'll leave 1 player exposed. And Angel here has the bomb, trying to grab the frag. Catches nothing off guard. Now just Hiko left, who is not one of the players with armor or a weapon. And Hiko will be going down with a bomb plant. Astana Dragons takes that thing, evens up the score 9-9. They are definitely coming back into this game. So there's the first 3 rounds. Counter-terrorists should be able to buy this time. They are a little bit low on the cash. They won't be able to get all the nades and flashes they need, but okay, they're good. They're good. They're definitely set up here. They have 5 smokes. Smokes are very important on Inferno. Different places you do defensive smokes. You do defensive smoke at B. That's a new one. I guess you can do the, yes, you can do the defensive smoke at middle. but usually you use 3 defensive smokes at B to stave off a B smoke. You have the 2 players inside of the site, and there's a smoke you can throw from here all the way over the side. Haven't really seen players take advantage of that, though. Lots of offensive smokes as well, just because of the short little hallways in this map. Nothing picks off Angel. Terrace pushing, will be going over at Archway side. Swag's in position, though. Shooting the common positions. Kutcher's a little bit low. Kutcher goes down. 2 versus 3. Terrace have position inside of A. Looking good here for Astana Dragons. Will get that bomb plant. And, ooh, good nade. Takes Margalov down to 11 health. He's just a stone's throw away from death. Hiko trying to get the vantage point on him, and he does. Now just Dosia. Dosia. I don't know. Dosia has not really been playing his best here in this this series. We just have one Cheris there chilling on the bench, waiting for the next round. And CompLexity now takes the lead here at 10 points. Astana Dragons look like they were coming back. Just lost that round. Alright, CompLexity's got to hold this thing off. Because they lost the pistol round, because they lost early rounds on this half, they lost their lead. So it's now all even here. They've got to play a good game. However, counter-terrorists don't have a lot of money. Oh, look at this. Instead of buying an M4, Gare spent his money on an incendiary grenade, or Molotov as we shall call it. That's interesting. Why is this so important? Let's hope he doesn't just throw it there. There's nobody there. Alright, Terra's playing it passive. Throwing a decoy up middle for some reason.
Yes, agreed.
CompLexity has pulled back into A site. Has sort of given middle, but Astana Dragons is actually nowhere near there. Doing this terrorist 3-2 split. This is a map where terrorists can really go. They don't have to commit one way or the other. They can start going B and pull back and go A very quickly. So a 3-2 split does work and does make sense, because at that they're able to go for picks everywhere, and they're able to push it in any site that they really want. The long rotate here goes to the counter-terrorists. So it's a map that's almost terrorist-sided. And it's still counter-terrorist-sided because of the short little ways you got to go to get into the sites. Alright, they are set up to push. At bomb site B, it's going to be a split B. Here's Angel. He's trying to go over at the archway place here. Here's Gares to hold it off with a FAMAS against these AK-47s. Does go down. Terrorists have the site. Only lost one player. Yeah, it's trades there. Angel for Gares. And good spray control by Hiko. Not able to take the player down. They're getting ready to try and retake this site. 3 versus 4 here, so it's definitely doable. And CompLexity moving in, evening up to 3 versus 3. Terrorist, very good position inside of the site. Now a 1 versus 2 here. All of a sudden, Semphis in nothing. Just take the site. Semphis getting a 3 frag on that. And Astana Dragons just lost another point. Falling behind CompLexity now. Quite a bit. Let's check out that economy here. And looks like terrorists they can buy. Will they buy is the question. Markalov is actually pretty low. We'll probably have to Galil. And no, he will actually be P250ing. So we have a buy here from the terrorists, but it's not a full buy. They don't have a lot. They have armor, and they have weapons. We can call them weapons. Not good weapons. So this is definitely a round for CompLexity. Looks like they were trying to push B, but they used the Molotov and the pre-nades and stuff to hold them off. And Gares tries to spray him down, but he peeked where you should not peek. Hiko peeking as well, takes a few hits, but look at that. They have put those players down low. 10 health on both Adren and Dosia, 42 on Kutcher. As they continue to try to push there at short. And it looks like they're pulling back. It looks like they're setting up to save. We got a minute left, and Terrace already look like they've given up. Adren pulled way back here. Look where Kutcher is. I think they're going to commit to this B push. Swag pulling back just in case they are going B. They haven't made any noise. Both the counter-terrorists are inside of construction. I think they're switching them out. So Hiko pulling back to be the rotating player as Swag moves into the site to hold the site down. He's got 100 health. He's in the best position to hold the site down. And getting ready for these terrorists to push in. Are going to be throwing that smoke down to block out Hiko. Hiko will try to run construction. As terrorists now push into the site. Couture makes some noise, doesn't fully commit. Counter-terrorists have not rotated yet. Oh, that had to hurt. And here comes the Dren. Pre-shooting little area there. Hiko in the site, holds it down with a 4 frag. Let's get an owl vision on Hiko. So definitely the right call, putting Swag up there, up front, and Hiko in the back. And now looks like Terrace Astana Dragons are forced to save. They've lost so many rounds in a row. We'll be able to buy next round, but that'll put CompLexity at 13 points. They are not able to figure out how to beat this setup here. Alright. It's going to be an easy round for CompLexity. Shouldn't expect too much to happen. They actually left A exposed a little bit. That was, they could have, I mean, Terrace could have grabbed one frag and taken A at a certain point. At least gotten that bomb plant. Well, at least they got one frag here. Is Markelov with the P250. And counter-terrorists are not moving in. They are playing it safe. Even though it's just one defenseless guy with the P250. And he does go down. Astana Dragons in some trouble. We'll be buying this round, but I think this might be it. Oh, they have a bunch of money. Blue Shell effect is in full effect. They'll be getting money. They don't want to lose this round. They lose this round, puts CompLexity at 14. They'll be low on money for the round after that, putting CompLexity at match point. So, this is a very important round for Astana Dragons. They need to figure this out. They need to figure out how to defeat CompLexity's defenses here. They are continuing to put a lot of pressure on at B, but that's where they're getting fragged a lot. They haven't tried a lot of different A takes. Ooh, Markelov gets picked by a Swag who is pushing very far forward. That was abstract. Just sends Swag out there at the apartments, jump out there and grab a frag off Markelov and run away. Picking a player is huge. They have a Dren by himself to play B to make sure that they keep 2 players there, which means they're probably committing to an A. They can go any way that they want, but by putting one player here and keeping those 2 players playing B, it means that they're probably going to try an A take. And CompLexity doesn't seem to get the tell of that. Instead, they will continue to hold those 2 players there at B. It's still going to be a difficult take. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 on A. That is not easy. However, they have pulled one player off. Alright, Angel makes a little bit of noise. Still a Dren holding those players down. Terrace taking their time, 40 seconds left. Waiting for the smokes to clear, and then they are going to push at this site. You hear the noise there. That is still going on over at Banana. They're still holding those players there, and now we'll be pushing into the site. This is a smart play by Astana Dragons, and it looks like it probably will work here. We got 2 players inside of the pit. Semphis and Swag, both very good shots. Dosia turns his back. Swag is right there. Oh, now Swag knows. Oh, no. Dosia didn't even help there. Now a 2 versus 2. Oh, there's a good position, but Garrus pre-shoots it. Now just a Dren. 1 versus 2, and he goes down. CompLexity somehow retakes that site. Will be defusing that bomb, putting themselves at 14 points, but Astana Dragons still able to buy. Still keeping themselves in this game with that bomb plant. They have the money, but do they have the strats? CompLexity, very close to knocking out one of the really big top favored teams in this thing. You have Ninjas in Pajamas, Very Games, and Astana Dragons that sort of had this triangle of ownage. Astana Dragons getting close to being kicked out by CompLexity. It wasn't even considered in that triangle of ownage. I like triangle of ownage. That's my new thing. All right. Counter-terrorists. Standard setup here. Astana Dragons, they gotta try something. They're taking it slow. They've got everything they need. Angel with a Molotov. Taking a few tips out of CompLexity's playbook. Here's Semphis now in the apartments. Pulling back. They're not pushing anywhere, playing it passive. 2 players at Archway. This leaves right side A exposed. And Terrace instead will be going B. So they're expecting it to be a mid to left, which they've done a few times. Alright, here come Terrace now, getting ready to push at B. Gonna be just a standard push at B here. They really need to win this round so CompLexity doesn't get match point. Gare's inside of the side, pull back. Hiko gets smoked out. Will he push through the smoke or go construction? So they hear that player. Go construction. They're also rotating swag over here. So now it's time to full back and go A. Markelov instead, no, they're going to be committing to this B push. This is not... And what? One of the counter-terrorists just rotated back over to bomb site A. So this will be a good take here. Hiko trades himself inside of the site. 4 versus 3, and they will get that bomb plant. This will be a difficult retake here for these counter-terrorists. And they are sending... Everybody's going to construction. Markelov with that flash. It's just to hold him off and buy time. They have that bomb ticking down. All they got to do is buy time. Good shot by Markelov there. And counter-terrorists are saving, giving them this point. Will come back and try to win and put themselves at match point another day. They have rounds to use. They can use these rounds and save like this. Angel! Ooh, Angel. But yeah, Astana Dragons does not have rounds to lose. So CompLexity will save. And I think they will be able to buy next round. Look at all the money that Gares has. Definitely able to buy this round. And check out Semphis's frags. 24 frags there. Leading the whole game in frags. Doing a great job. And now CompLexity will be buying once again. They're a little bit low. They spent a lot of their money on those Molotovs again. To try to hold off a B push. And here is Adren, who's been playing B by himself. Astana Dragons has split into this separate... Oh, there's 3 players at B. If Astana Dragons does a Blitzkrieg A, they will have this. But I think that they are going to wait. Oh, they even almost picked Semphis. Now is the time to push. Adren had to have heard those 2 players at B. Now is the time. And they will be going. Here they go. Astana Dragons to take the site. Flashes going all over the place. Some of them defensive. There's the defensive Molotov holding these players off. That Molotov actually was brilliant. That will allow the counter-terrorists to rotate. Look, they're all inside of the site. And here is Semphis grabbing frag after frag. Just doing a great job. Now a 3 versus 3. Oh no! Semphis shoots his teammate and then dies, and then Swag dies. That may have been it. That stupid, silly mistake there may have given it to them, unless Hiko can move in and grab this point. Oh! Shoots him through the wall in the face. And now just Dosia left. Dosia had 66 health. Hiko is committing to this 1v1, but he throws a smoke and shows himself and dies. So a little bit of a mistake there. Dosia holds it off. And there's another round to Astana Dragons, who's trying to come back in and can still win this thing without it going into overtime. CompLexity has to save. So Astana Dragons is coming back. They have to keep doing this. They have to keep winning. They've sort of caught their groove here on Terrorist side. Playing it very well. We got 2 Molotovs now, Adren and Angel. Let's see what they're going to use those. And we have 3 players inside of B stacking. And notice, this is something that I've noticed a lot in these high-level, sort of high-stress situations. When the enemy team is saving, we see this sort of fear in the hearts of the team that has money. They do not want to get embarrassed. We saw way too many upsets in other games. And in the top level of DreamHack, we haven't seen that many upsets in the save rounds. I think it's because players are being a little bit more cautious about it, because they know about the different strategies that have been concocted to deal with buying players. You know, P250 armor buys and stuff. So they're playing it very safe. All 5 of the counter-terrorists are in B. Now is not the time to push B. So, playing rock, paper, scissors here. CompLexity throws out a scissors, and Astana Dragons throws out a paper. However, it's a very big piece of paper, and it could actually smack those scissors down into the ground to dust. So let's see what happens. As the terrorists move into the site, poor Nothing gets trapped in there. Dosia just charging forward. Where even is he? He didn't even know where he was. Comes to and takes out Nothing. Oh no! Counter Terrorists are holding this off, but Angel with a jumping headshot with the AK-47 takes out Swag and Semphis for a 4 frag. Let's get now vision on Angel. Jumping AK-47ing his way to victory. Angel. Alright. Who has put the YL in his name way at the end? And counter-terrorists are able to buy on this round. They've lost a few, though. Allowing Astana Dragons to get back into this thing when victory was so close. Astana Dragons playing passive, moving across the map. If they play this passive, it means counter-terrorists won't have to throw their defensive smokes for very long. And as we see, they have 4 defensive smokes still up. This will allow them to delay for a very long time. Still has those 4 smokes up. This is smart by CompLexity not to throw those things just yet. And Angel not able to push out there because of nothing, who holds him back, serving as a deterrent to pushing into A. They see that defensive smoke there? They'll be able to re-smoke that. They won't be able to push into B. Alright, the rest of the smokes actually were just thrown from CompLexity over at A and B. 35 seconds left. This will force Astana Dragons into pushing. So here's this Molotov again by Adren. It's not really going to hit anybody, though. It's a good Molotov to throw. Players are no longer staying in that position because of this. Oh no! Gares runs into the Molotov. Terrorists now pushing into this site. Adren grabbing frags. Terrorists have good position. Somehow Gares survives despite being through hell, literally on fire. Now a 2 versus 2. Kutcher and Angel have the site, have the bomb plant. Oh, there's a good smoke to prevent these players from pushing. Good shot by Kutcher. Now it is up to Swag. 1 versus 2 for the retake. Trying to shoot that little pixel spot. Oh, he does hit Kutcher. He's being he's doing this very fast. He's doing this exactly how you have to retake this site. Put it into a 1 versus 1 here. This is an important round. Kutcher can't lose this. Pulls out the pistol, takes him down. Will be defusing that bomb. Swag has definitely served his purpose here over on CompLexity. And now put CompLexity at 15 points. They need 1 more now, match point, to win this game, to knock Astana Dragons out of this whole thing. Wow, that was a round Astana Dragons should have had. They have to be kicking themselves after that. That was not supposed to happen. This is it. Match point here. Astana Dragons has to buy out every round and win every round. Will they be able to do it? Swag stays in CT spawn for a long time. But Astana Dragons is now they haven't pushed anywhere. They played passive every time, so counter-terrorists can really take their time as well. And terrorists positioning themselves across the map. Angel picking, making sure they're not inside a dark room. Terrorists seem like they want to take apartments this time. And we have counter-terrorists all inside a site already. Middle will be easy to take. Nobody at Archway. A mid to B would work, which is a weird strat. All of the counter-terrorists inside of A on the right side. An interesting setup, so you can get a visual of what that looks like. 2 in the pit. 1 over there at the boiler room. Terrorists still going for picks. Not committing anywhere just yet. Making sure to keep CompLexity split up. There's a frag. Dosia grabs it. Hiko's got to hold it off. Runs through the smoke. And Dosia was waiting for him, but was not able to land that shot. Dosia's aim, I don't know, it's just been a little bit off in this game and in this series. Alright, now terrorists will be trying to push at A. This could be it now. 2 versus 4 for the win here. Terrorists need to get that bomb. Here is nothing sitting on top of that bomb as Adren moves in. There's the frag. Now just Markelov left. 1 versus 5. Not going to happen. And that will be that. CompLexity will knock Astana Dragons out of this thing and win. Big congratulations to CompLexity for winning that game. That was a huge upset. Thank you folks very much for watching. I am the War Owl, and I still have no closer.